Good afternoon, everyone. It's David Schlotthauer here, and in today's video, we are tracking two storm systems that are going to be developing across the plains into the Great Lakes. The first one for February the 8th through the 12th, followed by a second, more stronger system expected for February the 13th through the 18th. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at the latest GFS model for Tuesday, February the 7th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This would be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're on the East Coast. So as you know, here's a look at the weather map, and we can see there is our surface low pressure system over Quebec and Ontario, Canada, with a cold front stretching across the region into the northeast, turns into a stationary front ahead of our next system that's going to be developing here by the latter part of the weekend. And there's your surface high otherwise. By the way, there is the confidence meter. I will remind you guys in this video that that's the confidence meter, 10 being the most confident, 1 being the least confident. I'm glad you guys really liked that in yesterday's video. I got some good compliments on that, so we'll probably be using that in future videos. So by about 7 in the morning Eastern Standard Time for your Wednesday, this is what the map looks like. A surface low does begin to develop. That's the system that we've been talking about in yesterday's video, the video before that, the video before that, and so on and so forth. And so that's going to bring in quite a bit of rainfall, maybe some heavy rainfall for Arkansas as that stationary boundary interacts with that low pressure system. All right, going forward in time here, we can see that's what our system looks like. We got a cold front that's going to be strengthening with that warm front over and draped across the portions there of West Virginia, Virginia into Kentucky, as well as southern Missouri. Again, moderate to heavy rainfall. And yes, there might be some severe weather, especially along the cold front out ahead of it. We might see some rogue supercells that are capable of producing tornadoes and damaging winds. Now, that's 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Let's go into Thursday here, where we do have, again, that surface low pressure system moving into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. Take note, there is the snow that is going to be falling pretty hard. Maybe some blowing and drifting snow because the isobars there are really tight. That means strong winds are anticipated, but pretty dynamic system. We got the cold front there, we got the low, we got the warm front, so some warm air advection over the Ohio Valley by Thursday morning. All right, this continues by Thursday afternoon, February the 9th, 2023, as that low moves into Michigan and into Quebec and Ontario, Canada. As it completes maturity, we have an occluded front that tries to develop. But then that's not it. We have a second system, kind of 1-2 punch here, combination with a separate system for the middle of next week, which we will talk about. That one looks very, very concerning. All right. So by Friday, February the 10th at 7 in the morning Eastern Time, we can see there is the moderate to heavy rainfall over Georgia, over the Carolinas. That surface low does deepen a little bit and the dynamics get a little bit better. So therefore, we are looking at the likelihood for some moderate to heavy rainfall. This is very high confidence on the confidence meter, which means it's going to happen. We're going to see maybe some flood concerns over there. You've had quite a bit of rain so far this season, and you're going to get more moisture. It's just been kind of storm after storm. It's your guys' turn to get California's weather that we had in early to mid-January. All right, okay, let's go into Saturday, February the 11th at about 7 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. That surface low really just sits there. That low really doesn't want to move very much, so it's just going to sit there for a few days, bringing chances of rainfall. And yes, there is some snow chances here over central North Carolina as well as southern Virginia. So pretty interesting to see that. That's just going to be stalled out. Now, you might be asking, how's there going to be snow? There's not much cold air coming in out of the north. Well, there's going to be some dynamic cooling on the northern side of this. So therefore, expect maybe some cooling-induced snow showers due to rain-cooled air that is anticipated. And that will move and really hug the coast and be pretty intense with those tight isobars. Now, there's a second system that develops here, but take note, our confidence meter is indicating a moderate confidence for this storm to develop. So there's some some uncertainty in regards of exact positioning and intensity on exactly how this is going to eject out of the New Mexico Plateau and the Four Corners. But either way, dynamics look pretty ripe for a intense system here. Moderate to heavy rainfall, no snowfall is anticipated with this. You got the stationary front positioned all the way from central Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas into Kentucky. And then that's going to continue by early next week. By the way, that is Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon and evening here over the Midwest and the Ozarks, seeing that system. Pretty impressive occlusion here with the cold front, with the warm front that's going to be in place. Again, yields moderate confidence. There's another system too that is going to be dropping southward into the west coast of California, into the Four Corners. That's going to also intensify as it moves over Colorado. Moderate to heavy snowfall is anticipated. So very active weather pattern, folks. This is really concerning me as far as this system goes into the Northeast, and then another one followed behind it. This one's going to likely impact the northern tier of the United States, but nevertheless, very active weather pattern looks possible by the early to the middle of next week. This is for Wednesday, February the 15th at about 7 in the morning Eastern Time, 4 in the morning Pacific Time, and this is the confidence level is medium still at this point, and that goes all the way down to a 4, which means low confidence of this storm developing. I know it's just under 10 days out, but you know, the models have been doing some crazy stuff with this system here in the northern tier by Thursday, February the 16th at around 7 in the morning, which yields right now a 4.2 on the confidence meter. So that is fairly low, and the confidence is even lower at 10 days out here on a 3 scale, 1 being very low confidence, lowest, and 10 being the highest confidence. This is a 3, so it's definitely not very likely to occur right now. The large scale pattern will tell the tale on exactly if this will, but right now there's a lot of uncertainty at 10 days out on the GFS model of that occurring. All right, the European model, gonna walk through this very quickly. You can see the system there over the deep south. Confidence level is the highest it can be, 10.5 in 24 hours. So that means you will see strong thunderstorms. That is for sure. That is a sure bet, and that will continue. The confidence level excellent, and it gets into the Great Lakes by the time we go into February the 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can see snowfall to the north of that. That system really kind of falls apart once it gets into the northeast. Not much of a frontal boundary left with that, as there's not much moisture advection as it was earlier on in the forecast. Now, that system does try to develop a second one, like I told you all, on Saturday and Sunday. Looks pretty likely at this point, but however, snow chances are very low in confidence, with the European model being higher confidence in this scenario happening, up to a 9 on that scale. And then another system tries to develop by February the 14th and the 15th, and that continues with another system by the time we go into February the 16th and the 17th, moderate to heavy snowfall, but that yields, again, low to medium confidence at 10 days out at this time. Snowfall totals right now in the next 3 days, okay? 3-day snowfall totals, 10-1 ratio, okay? I'm not using Kachira. We can see anywhere between about 10 to 15 inches of snowfall for northeastern Iowa into southern and southwestern Wisconsin, a very narrow corridor of wet, slushy snow that is anticipated. Maybe some dry flakes in the mix, though, but likely going to be a wet kind of what would you call it? A wet, messy-ish, slippery snow that is anticipated all the way from Kansas into northern Missouri into Iowa. The GFS model has lower, okay, where my confidence meter disappeared there, but this yields a 7 on the GFS model because of the blockiness. We have anywhere between 7 to 10 inches of snowfall over the Iowa region. Now, not only that, we are also contending with severe weather too, okay? This is important for day 2, we're looking at a slight risk for severe weather. I have a 4-panel image here showing you all the categorical risk, which is your overall risk, and your tornado risk, and your wind risk, and hail risk. So first of all, there's a marginal risk for severe weather for southern Illinois, for southern Indiana, with a slight risk of severe weather over the Louisiana, Mississippi area. That yields a 5% chance of tornadoes in this forecast, okay? Oh, and my PowerPoint got cut off, so let me go to full screen so you all can see that a little bit better. So there's a 5% chance of tornadoes with this, all right? You guys can't see it very well. I do apologize by that. But yes, tornadoes, 5% chance of that occurring. If we go back to our wind risk, there is a 15% chance of strong winds, and then there's a 5% chance for large hail that is anticipated with this mess that we are going to be seeing. So yes, severe weather is also anticipated, but not only that, there's also a flood risk that is anticipated out of this. Therefore, the WPC, or the Weather Prediction Center, has issued a slight risk for heavy rainfall and flood concerns over northern Texas, central and southeastern Oklahoma, and northwestern and western Arkansas. This is a 15% chance that you could see excessive rainfall on day 1, February the 8th, and day 2 on February the 9th, especially for Louisiana, Arkansas, and Missouri. So these 2 days definitely could see some flooding and some river problems and small stream flooding as well because of that subtropical moisture going to be fed into that system. And then day 3 there on the map, sorry, I forgot to put day 3, but that is for February the 10th with a marginal risk for excessive rainfall. Wednesday's forecast as far as your QPF totals are like this. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall is anticipated over Texas, Arkansas, as well as Oklahoma. So again, enhanced risk for, or a slight risk for flooding is anticipated. That continues into Thursday with a risk for anywhere between about 1 inch to 2 inches of rainfall for the deep south, for Louisiana, or Alabama, and portions there of Mississippi, with maybe as much as 1 to 2 inches of rainfall south of where the snow is going to be over Illinois, over Missouri, and Indiana. Keep that in mind. Friday's rainfall total, anywhere between about 1 inch to 3 inches of rainfall. Actually, not 3 inches, maybe 2 inches of rainfall over the Georgia, the Carolinas, and Florida for day 3. Now, before I do end the video, I have very important announcements to share with you, so please bear with me if you all can, and then you could go watch another video after this. So the first announcement is, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please consider doing so as I keep you all updated on this very active weather pattern that is anticipated. Make sure you hit the bell icon for latest notifications on this YouTube channel. Share this. Get the word out to a lot of people that could be impacted by this very active weather that is anticipated. All right, not only that, we do have memberships available for the channel. So if you are not a member right now, please consider becoming a member for awesome perks, awesome updates, and even personal live streams if necessary. All right, you don't want to miss out. It really helps out a lot. The second announcement is, if you haven't done my YouTube channel survey yet, please consider doing so. There is a link in the description below this video leading to that survey. The more responses we do, the more feedback, the more wise decision making I do to make my production and my YouTube channel even better than ever. So if you haven't done the survey yet, I would recommend doing so right now before going on to other videos and stuff like that, because this really means a lot to me. The last announcement is, if you want to be part of the Mesovort WX weather website, it is 100% free to join today. All you have to do is become a member today by creating a free Mesovort WX account. There is no cost whatsoever, and the best of all, you could even become part of the Discord server. This is sponsored, and this is made by Evan James WX. Again, Evan James WX, huge shout out goes to him. So if you haven't become part of this website, if you want to see what we post and what we do. Be sure to join today. It's a lot of fun. In fact, you can see we got a new post just a minute ago, right on cue. So that's awesome to hear. I'll be sure to keep you all updated on here too. All right, and then yeah, that's about it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would recommend doing so right now. Before going about your day, hit the bell icon, share this with your family and friends, leave a comment, let me know on how you enjoyed today's video, and I will have more updates on this active weather pattern tomorrow. Stay tuned for more. Peace!